My name is Justus from Great Bar Seventh-day Adventist Church. And all began for me in a house in Newtown, Birmingham. Grew up with two parents from a Rastafarian background. And that's where, to be fair, the first instance of the name God came up. My parents, both students, both were studying, both used to always read a lot. And they introduced to my sister the concept or the idea of a God, a creator. Me and my sister moved out. I was about 19 into a flat. And at that time, we used to play music. My dad was a musician. I used to play the guitar. My sister used to play the piano. And at that time, when we moved out, I continued music. I became an MC. I used to MC, and I was a youth worker as well. So my little cousin had a group of friends, basically, and they started to MC, and I kind of took them under my wing because they was younger than me, and they used to look up to me and that. So from there, just living life, basically MCing. There was a crew, a local crew, shooting a DVD, and there was obviously two main crews in Birmingham really at that time, and there was one crew shooting a DVD, and we was from basically the opposite side, but we knew them. But anyway, we went on the DVD, and from there, trouble has started to come our way. Obviously, people calling us conspirers and saying we're repping the opposite side. And at this time, basically, as the oldest one there, I kind of felt like it was my fault. But going on from there, they started to trouble my little cousins, and they started to trouble his friends. And this is when, for me, I kind of got to a stage where I was praying a lot, because in my mind, one day they came outside his house, and basically one of them slapped him in his face. Happy slapped him and put it on camera and sent it around. And at that time, in my mind, I'm kind of just staying calm, praying. And every time they would see my little cousin, for some reason they wasn't touching me, but every time they would see my little cousin and his friends, they would chase him. And then one time they rushed him, a load of them rushed him. And at this time, as we do as humans, I'm getting angry. I'm starting to get angry now because he's my little cousin and he's hanging around with me. And I started to feel like it was my duty to do something, but ultimately I started to pray, and it got to a stage where one day I was praying and I said to God, basically, he kind of needs to intervene, because if he doesn't intervene, I'm gonna go to prison. I phoned my friend to get a gun for me, and I was just gonna shoot one of them, basically. That was what was in my head, that was what I was gonna do. But before I did that, I kind of prayed and pulled it to God first and said, well, God, I don't really wanna do this, but I might have to, because they're pushing and we haven't really necessarily done anything to them apart from just doing our music. So at this time, the deep thing that happened was two of the main geezers who were troubling my cousins, one of them got 25 years and the other one shot himself. And at this time I was like, whoa. And we kind of carried on from there, but I never really saw it as something crazy, like how did that happen? But I always acknowledged that there's this creator there, but I wasn't acquainted with the creator like that. I just knew he was there, and I used to pray to him now and again. A lot of the time it was when I was in trouble. And I'm praying to God and I'm saying, Lord, if this is the way, that I'm supposed to go, if this is the truth, I need you to show me. Because I'm at a crunch stage now, because it's like God is saying to me, well, you believe in me, but you're not living like it. You're not living like you believe in me. You're living the way you want, but you're saying that you've always believed in me. So these are the questions that are coming to me. Why not a Christian? And if you believe in me, why aren't you living as such? So I'm studying the scriptures with these things in my mind, trying to understand Christ. And as I'm studying, Christ is coming out more and more. So from there, I entered into the Adventist church. And to be fair, ever since then, I've been seeing deeper revelations of God's love through his word. And the Lord I've become acquainted with his character through his word. And that's where I am today. The more I study, the more I get acquainted with God's character, the more I see his love, the love that he has for me. And that constrains me to walk with him and live a life that is pleasing in his sight. And that's my testimony.